And today we are going to do another CompTIA Plus Core 1 practice test. And this will be questions for the latest CompTIA Plus Core 2 exam, which was released in 2025 and which code is 220-1202, guys. And if you are interested in more of these practice tests, go to the channel's homepage, and there you will find the full playlists for different tests on CompTIA A Plus, Core 1, Core 2, networking, security, and Microsoft exam practice tests and Cisco exam practice tests. Now let's get into it and let's go to the first question. And first question is: a user reports that their computer is running slowly. Task manager shows high CPU usage by an unknown process. What is the most likely cause? Incorrect screen resolution, disabled antivirus software, malware infection, outdated mouse drivers, or full printer queue? Which would be the correct answer for this question, guys? And here the correct answer is malware infection, as an unknown processes consuming high CPU resources are often signs of malware or an unauthorized software running in the background. And this could be, for example, if you have been using some malicious website and you have clicked some download link to download something in your computer, and you might be downloaded, for example, Bitcoin miner, and some Bitcoin miner is working behind the scenes as application, but you don't see it, as that is actually a malware which you have installed, and it is using a high processing power of your computer. Next question: a technician is troubleshooting a system that won't boot and displays a missing operating system error. So we are troubleshooting a system, and system, if you are a technician or if you are working in computers, the system in our scenario is always a computer system that won't boot. So we are trying to click on power button, but it won't start up and it won't boot, and instead it displays a missing operating system error. What should they check first? So what, as a technician, we should check first? Screen resolution, BIOS boot order, installed browser extensions, task manager settings, or Windows activation status. And here you should know that on your motherboard, when operating system is being loaded in your motherboard, there might be many, for example, hard disk drives from which you are booting your operating system, and your operating system might be installed on another hard disk drive, whether it is HDD or SSD solid state drive, but it must be the first drive on which the operating system is installed. And in BIOS you can set a boot order from which hard drive to start booting. If you are booting, for example, from the hard drive which doesn't have operating system, obviously your computer will not start working, as there will not be operating system, and it will display instead missing operating system error. And actually, BIOS boot order, if the BIOS is not set to boot from the correct drive, this is SSD drive or HDD drive, the system may not find an operating system. A user is unable to print and sees a print offline message. What should the technician check first? Display driver settings, the recycle bin contents, the antivirus software settings, the Windows Defender firewall rules, or printer connection and power. And here the correct answer is printer connection and power, as disconnected or powered off printer will appear offline and will be unavailable to print. A user wants to increase their laptop's battery life. What is the best way to achieve this? Increase screen brightness, disable the firewall, enable power saving mode, install faster processor, or delete temporary files. So every time when you want to increase battery life on your laptop, or maybe that could be on another mobile device like your mobile phone, you would always look for some options in settings of your operating system, whether it's on mobile phone or whether it's on your laptop, how to use less resources while you are using your particular device. And in this scenario, the correct answer would be enable power saving mode, as if you are enabling power saving mode, it reduces power consumption by adjusting performance settings. A Windows system is displaying frequent pop-up ads even when the browser is closed. What is the most likely cause? So the browser is closed, but you still are getting pop-up ads. Malware infection. This could be caused, for example, by malware infection, incorrect display resolution, overclocked CPU, disabled antivirus software, or full hard drive. And here, obviously or logically, that would be malware infection, as by default you don't have any ad displaying option on your operating system installed by default by Microsoft. At least for now you don't have such options. But if you are getting pop-up ads, even if the browser is closed, that could be most likely the malware infection, as persistent pop-up ads are often caused by adware or malware infections. A technician needs to find out which processes are using the most memory on a Windows PC. Which tool should they use? So you want to know which processes on your computer, on your operating system, are using the most memory on your Windows operating system. You would use File Explorer, Device Manager, Windows Defender, Task Manager, or System Restore. And the correct answer would be that you would use Task Manager, as the Performance tab in Task Manager shows memory usage by active processes. A user reports that their laptop keyboard is unresponsive. What should the technician check first? The DNS server configuration, the antivirus definition updates, the external keyboard settings, or Windows update history, or the screen brightness level. And correct answer here is that it is external keyboard settings, as if an external keyboard is connected, it may disable the built-in keyboard due to hardware settings. A technician needs to reset network settings on Windows computer. Which command should they use? So this is if you want to reset a network settings. SFC scan now, check disk /F, task list, msconfig, or netsh-int IP reset. And here the correct answer is, you should, like I'm mentioning in my videos guys, you should know these commands. And if you don't know these commands, check out my other tutorial where I'm pretty much explaining you command line and commands, how to use them in great detail, and I will leave a link in description to that video. Go and check this out as well. And here's the correct answer is netsh-int IP reset, as this command resets the TCP IP stack, which can resolve network connection issues. A user accidentally deleted an important file. What is the best method to recover it? So you have accidentally deleted important file. So what is the best method to recover it? Clear the browser cache, increase the monitor refresh rate, restore from the recycle bin, disable Windows Defender, or adjust the taskbar settings. And here the correct answer is restore from a recycle bin, because whenever you delete some file, Even before it goes missing fully, it is stored still in recycle bin. Our deleted files remain in the recycle bin until they are permanently removed. Which tool allows users to manage partitions and format drives in Windows? Disk Management, Task Manager, Device Manager, System Restore, or Windows Defender? And the correct answer is Disk Management, as Disk Management allows users to create, delete, format and manage disk partitions. A user reports that their screen is displaying a Windows activation required message. What is the most likely cause? So, what is the most likely cause if on your screen is displayed Windows activation required message? Corrupt graphics driver, expired or invalid Windows license, printer queue overload, outdated mouse firmware, or incorrect display resolution. Which one would be the correct answer here? And here's the correct answer. Whenever you're getting this Windows activation required, so this logically is to do with your Windows operating system, and the correct answer would be expired or invalid Windows license. Windows must be activated with a valid product key, otherwise it will display an activation message. A user's computer is failing to install updates. What should the technician check first? So, if updates are not installing, what should the technician check first? Monitor resolution settings, BIOS version, screen brightness, printer drivers, or available disk space. And the correct answer here is available disk space, as Windows updates require free disk space to download and install successfully. And if you don't have a free disk space, you might also experience a slow computer performance. That's another thing what could be caused by a lack of space on your hard disk drive or solid state drive. A technician suspects malware on a user's computer. What is the best way to confirm this? Disable Windows Firewall, increase virtual memory, run a full antivirus scan, change the network settings, or adjust screen resolution. So what would you do from these actions if you would suspect a malware on a computer? And here, logical and correct answer is run a full antivirus scan, as a full antivirus scan detects and removes malicious software from the system. A user complains that their laptop's battery is not charging. What should the technician check first? Power adapter and charging port, task scheduler settings, BIOS boot order, network security settings, or Windows update history. And here the correct answer is power adapter and charging port. A faulty power adapter or charging port can prevent the battery from charging. Which Windows feature allows users to restore their system to an earlier point without losing personal files? Disk Cleanup, Device Manager, Windows Update, Task Manager, or System Restore? And correct answer here is System Restore, as System Restore allows users to revert system settings to an earlier state without affecting personal files. A user reports that their Windows 10 system is showing a no boot device found error. What is the most likely cause? Corrupt display driver, disconnected or failed hard drive, weak Wi-Fi signal, outdated browser cache, or incorrect power settings. And here the correct answer is disconnected or failed hard drive, as if the system cannot detect a boot device, the hard drive may be disconnected or failing. A technician needs to display a program that launches at startup. Which tool should they use? Disk cleanup, device manager, task manager, Windows update, or file explorer. And here, what would be the correct answer? And the correct answer is Task Manager, as the Startup tab in Task Manager allows users to enable or disable startup applications. And next question, a Windows PC displays a low virtual memory warning. What should the technician do? And here, low virtual memory warnings. So, update the graphics driver, increase the page file size, reset the BIOS settings, replace the power supply, or enable airplane mode. And the correct answer is increase the page file size, as virtual memory relies on the page file, and increasing its size can help when system RAM is low. A user cannot access the internet, but their system is connected to the Wi-Fi. Other devices on the same network have internet access. What should the technician do first? So here, as you can see, a user cannot access the internet, however, he is connected to internet or to Wi-Fi signal. Other devices have no problem doing it. So what should the technician, or if you as a technician would do? Check the DNS settings, replace the Wi-Fi adapter, restart the power supply, disable antivirus software, or adjust screen resolution. And here's the correct answer. If it's to do with internet, that would be to check the DNS settings, as incorrect DNS settings can prevent internet access even when connected to a network. A user is experiencing slow performance and Task Manager shows 100% disk usage. What should the technician check first? Monitor refresh rate, running background processes, keyboard driver settings, display resolution, or USB port power settings. And here the correct answer is running background processes, as high disk usage is often caused by excessive background applications or malware consuming system resources.